Good morning. I thought this place would smell like fish, but it smells like money, which is interesting. And I've been asked to speak about money, but first I'd like to congratulate Marco on what he's built on the ruins of Lehman Brothers. I remember how Marco used to hustle for the Brothers, as he used to call them with his German accent. And talking about Lehman, I remember how I would worry about cash when they went down. Every ATM I passed, I would take money out because I wasn't sure in 2009 if I was going to be able to find cash again. I even went back to the bank of my childhood days, which is a farmers cooperative in the Netherlands, which now is the only AAA rated bank left in Europe. And I want to talk about banks. And for full disclosure, I used to be a banker as well, but that was in the days when banking was still respectable. You may wonder why I'm rambling on about this, but I'll get to the point later. Now we're almost 3 years after the fall of Lehman Brothers, and we've been kicking the can. The banks are still weak, and now we actually have to worry about the governments who are supposed to back them, whether they're actually there. So what are banks supposed to do? Banks are supposed to be a safe place for savings, which I don't think they really are anymore. A lot of people worry about that. Banks are places where you're supposed to make some money out of your savings. Well, you don't do that anymore either. Banks are also places where you're supposed to be able to lend or borrow money from. They're supposed to lend. They're not doing that much anymore either, especially to people like you. And then the last thing is they need to process transactions efficiently, which they sort of do, but could do much better. What we can expect now in the next, say, 5 years is that the banks will continue to rebuild their capital bases, retain profits, shrink their lending books, increase fees to consumers. They won't have money to invest in technology. They'll be focused on cutting costs. So I think this will be the era in Europe of the zombie bank. And I believe that this will open up a phenomenal opportunity for people like you. We already see a lot of this happening. We see peer-to-peer lending with Wonga. We see online pawnbrokers like Borrow. We see new age transaction processing companies like Adyen. We see places where one can put their assets safely, like Bullion Vault. We see non-traditional lending to internet companies, Klarna. So there's a lot of stuff happening there. What I'm waiting for next is for some bright entrepreneurs to start a cooperative bank for and by entrepreneurs. I think this will be a huge space, and this is something that I actually would like to focus on in the next few years. So if anybody has any brilliant ideas in using technology and the internet in the finance industry, please call me. Thank you.